kitchen today, and I'll be baking some cranberry orange scones with an orange glaze. And as I record this, it's just after Thanksgiving, and I always like to stock up on cranberries while they're in the grocery and on sale. So I just keep them in the freezer. So I pulled a bag out today. I thought I'd make these scones. So let me pull the camera in closer. We'll take a look at the ingredients and we'll get started. The ingredients you'll need for the scones themselves is flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt, heavy whipping cream, the zest of an orange, an egg, fresh cranberries, unsalted butter, and if you like, some chopped toasted nuts. Today I'll be using pecans. For the glaze, you'll need powdered sugar, vanilla, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of fresh orange juice. I have 5 tablespoons of butter here, unsalted, and what I'll do is I'll just cut it into little pieces. I'll just slice it up. And I did pop this in the freezer really quick, so it's easier to handle. And then I'll just give it another chop. And I'll start with 2 cups of flour. Put it right in there. I'll add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'll add my butter. And pulse. And just make a little well and set aside. I have my cranberries all rinsed, and all I'm doing is cutting them in half. You do not have to do this. I just like the way it tastes a little bit better. And if they're particularly small, then I don't even cut them. In a separate bowl, go ahead and zest 1 orange, and I'm just using this little zester here. And all you want to do is make sure that you don't get any of the pith in there, the white part. You can see that. And make sure you get whatever's left on the back. I'll set my orange aside, but I'll save that for my orange glaze. Now to my zest, I'll add 1 egg. And I'll go ahead and whisk that. And to my egg mixture, I will add my cranberries and 1 cup of heavy cream. And combine. Now pour the wet ingredients right into the well that we created. And I like to use my rubber spatula. Make sure I get all the wet ingredients out of there. Add to that the 1/2 cup of toasted nuts and fold together. And it's really nice to use a rubber spatula when combining these. That way you can get right under the dough and get all the flour that's remaining on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to lightly flour this board, and I'll just put my dough right on the board. And And just scrape up anything that's remaining in the bowl. There we go. And you want to knead it just a little bit. You're just going to form it into a ball. You don't want to over knead it. I would say knead it about, I don't know, maybe like 6 times is about it. Now I'll take a 9-inch round cake pan, put my dough right in there. And this just helps to get the circular pattern that you're looking for. Try to keep my hands from getting too sticky on the dough. And I just pat it right to the edge. And just try to get it as even as you can. It looks a little uneven right now. I'll keep working on it. And then flip it right back onto your board. And just straighten out any unevenness. So at least it looks like a nice round shape. Cut into 8 pieces, so I'll just go right down the middle. It's a little sticky. And transfer to your baking sheet, and I've lined my baking sheet with parchment paper, which I think is really important. And I'll just separate these. I have 1 tablespoon of butter that I've melted in the microwave for about 30 seconds. To that, I'll add 1 cup of confectioner's sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. To that, I'll add my orange juice from my orange I used earlier. And one of my viewers said that he likes to put the orange in this direction with the rind on top, so I'll try that today. And I'll just use enough juice until the glaze is a little bit easy to drizzle. So I'll stop and mix it all together, see how it looks. So that's just with 1/4 of the orange. I like this consistency. If you want it a little bit more watery, go ahead and add more orange juice. I think I'll leave it just like this for now. Fresh out of the oven, and I will place them on a wire rack to cool. They're nice and lightly browned. And I'll use my parchment paper and I'll just place it right underneath my wire rack. And that way that'll catch any of the glaze that I'm going to be putting on my scones. There you have it, a delicious recipe for cranberry orange scones. And all the flavors really pop, and I love the addition of the toasted pecans. They really add a nice touch. And these are great for any time of the day, breakfast, snack, and perfect with a cup of tea. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.